Hello, Cornerstone. Here we go. Pastoral update, second last one. Next Monday, we're going to run with our last pastoral update and then pick them up in the new year. There's been great opportunities to remind us of those things that God's dealing with right now. It's been good opportunity to report back and good opportunity to announce some of the exciting things that are happening. We feel, as an eldership, very geared up for the season that we're moving into. Remember the broad kind of outline of what God is saying. Lockdown has been a reset. Now, those things that are valuable, let those things be the things that consume us in our focus, our prayer, our finance, etc. So I'm going to carry on talking about thankfulness. Very important that we're a thankful people. Last week we looked at thankfulness generally as an attitude. It's important. Our default shouldn't be cynicism. Our default shouldn't be criticism. Our default shouldn't be a negative attitude. Our default, if we are truly Christ followers, should be one of thankfulness, always. If people encounter us, they should find that we're a people of thankfulness. I'm going to read again from Colossians, this time verse 2 of chapter 4. Continue steadfastly in prayer, being watchful in it with thanksgiving. Okay? The topic in Colossians 4 is prayer, and the attitude along with praying, if we were to say what kind of attitude should we have as those who pray, thankfulness. 1 Timothy 2:1. We know 1 Timothy chapter 2, for those first few verses, the subject is prayer. And it's all kinds of prayer we are encouraged to be involved with. There's supplication, there's normal prayer, and then Paul says in 1 Timothy 2 verse 1, first of all then I urge that supplications, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgivings be made for all people. Interesting. The context for prayer in 1 Timothy chapter 2 is for all people. So we are to be praying for everyone. Everyone we know, our families, the government, the situations we're in, we need to be praying for the people. We need to be praying for people like Paul, who are across the oceans and busy pioneering the gospel, like some of the plants we've had to Montpelier, into North America, Marco and Catherine, in Austin, Texas, Toronto, our latest overseas plant with Steve and Melissa. We should be praying for these. We should be praying in our local context, into Benoni, our latest site, into the west with Vanna and Taryn Badenhorst as they pioneer over there. But the one attitude when it comes to prayer is with thanksgiving. So I believe that through us, when we think of the people we're praying for, we pray with hearts of thanksgiving. That builds relationship. Just think about it. You know, some people irritate us. Some people disappoint us. Some people hurt us. And kind of when we think of them, there's a kind of stirring in our stomachs and kind of a disturbance. Because, like our relationships aren't where they should be. If you want to change your relationship toward a person, start by thanking God for them. I tell you, that way we introduce into that situation a love of God, a grace of God, a goodness of God, so that our relationships can be sorted out. If all we ever do is rehearse the hurt, we rehearse the disappointment about that person, then eventually there is no hope for that relationship. So through thanksgiving, we kind of advance the kingdom. So I want to encourage us this week, as we think of whoever they are, think of your wife, your husband, thank God for them. Think of your children. Thank God for them. Not because they're good, not because they pass the exams, not because they, do the chores they're supposed to, but let's just thank God for them as a starting point of prayer. Think of your other relatives. Thank God for them. Think of relatives who are not born again. Thank God for them and trust God that there would be a change in their lives. When you think of the government, instead of criticizing our cabinet all the time, thank God for them, because we are to pray for all people in authority and start by thanking God for them. Thank God for Cyril Ramaphosa. Thank God for, those who lead us in the local church. Thank God for the life group leader. Thank God for the friends you have in this local church. Thank God for your boss. Thank God for those co-workers around you. Thank God for your teacher. Thank God for the principal of your school. Thank God for those who are with you in class. Thank God for your friends. Thank God for those you might even consider to be your enemies. Thank God for them, because in that way we set them up and we set ourselves up for blessing and good relationships. So for me, if you want relational healing to start to thank God for them. And so I'm going to do that, and I want to encourage you to do that as well, is look for opportunities as we pray for the people we know and the people in government and the people that are around us in authority. Let's trust God as we thank God for them. This week was great. We had the Gauteng, or not Gauteng, the Kingdom Leadership Equip. There were many very inspiring talks on leadership. Some of them, you're going to have to listen to them again because there was a lot of info. But for me, the one talk that challenged the most and kind of, helped us understand the season we're in was Tyrant's talk. I want to encourage you to download that, to read it. Listen to it over and over again, because really there's plenty of challenge in there, especially this issue of touch. I just loved the way he spoke about the importance of touching this world with the love of God, touching this world with the power of God, touching this world with whatever God's going to give us, with the gospel. We're ambassadors. So Tyrant's talk was really good, but also a fact is 35 venues where we had this equip. So over 3,000 people were exposed to our time together to celebrate. It really was an awesome opportunity. Life Team 2021. I want to encourage you. So far, we might have one person. This year, we had 12. Some years, we have 5, whatever it is. We're sure that God puts us together. But I want to encourage you, if you know of a teenager who's finishing school, or a young adult who's finishing university, a good opportunity for them to serve in the life of a local church, work on something of the call of God on their lives, be exposed to mission and ministering to others. Good opportunity for them. Contact the office with details. Then lastly, I want to encourage you with your tithes and offerings. Very important. I want to just give us a little nudge to keep doing our finances God's way, to keep regular with our tithes, keep generous with our offerings, always looking for an opportunity to resource and to cause others to be blessed. And so, the challenge is, we don't make a big thing of this at every service that we have, but the challenge is we still, because of our partnership, partner with our finances, partner so that whatever happens in this local church, the salaries and the running costs can be met. So I want to encourage you, don't kind of take your foot off the gas when it comes to that. Just some of our experience over the years, when it comes to December, it's like everybody forgets about this, and we find ourselves scrounging when it comes to salaries and that, and it shouldn't be so. So let me encourage you, straight up, keep faithful with our tithes and offerings. Have a great week, and see you on the weekend.